Why am I surprised? Why am I fucking surprised that, again, people come out of the woodwork defending Nintendo from what I'm simply offering is a very possible outcome as a result of the announcement I made in my previous video. That's it. Kid gloves are off. I guess if I need to make a point, I need to be a little bit more forceful and aggressive about it. Too bad a little bit isn't in my vocabulary. So, with this, let's retread the subject of yesterday's video. This time, full-bore asshole is authorized. Any objections, fanboys? No? Good. Nintendo's new 3DS. Whatever the fuck kind of a name that is, your guess is as good as mine. Fire everybody in their advertising department. That's my opinion. Like I said, there's going to be a ton of confusion when it comes to parents buying a system for their kids. But that's Nintendo's problem, not ours. So I'm not going to harp on about it. But let me tell you what is our problem. The 3DS port of Xenoblade Chronicles is going to be exclusive for the new 3DS, unable to run on the version we have now. Yeah, that's a downer because it's a great game, and having it be portable would be a bonus, but there's already ways to play this. Hell, I won't even care if they offload the entire Wii library onto the new 3DS and have that be what runs on the game's new expanded processor, because there's already other ways to play these games, and it's far from necessary to experience the game for yourself. What Nintendo is doing here is saying, right out the gate, that they're going to have more new 3DS exclusives as time goes on. This is nowhere close to the same thing that Nintendo did when they made the DSi and a handful of games exclusive for it. Those games were gimmick camera games that nobody gave a damn about. Xenoblade Chronicles isn't some lame game like the 5 or so DSi exclusives were back in the day. It's a really groundbreaking RPG that so few people got to play because GameStop got the exclusive retail rights for it, and they turned it into a collector's item with the reprinting controversy from last year. But again, there's already a way to play it. People seem to forget so often that Nintendo is a company, and every company's goal is to improve their bottom line. They're already offering far better incentive to play the new 3DS beyond just a few control upgrades and peripheral changes. It's nothing like just a little added camera like they did with the DSi. This is a very spectacular game. And their words, not mine, the list of games that do not work on the regular 3DS and require the new 3DS, that list is going to grow as time goes on. I've already said that if that list of games is nothing but ports of games that have already been made, then I won't give a damn. Because I already have other ways to play these games, and it has no effect on me whatsoever. But if you look at it from Nintendo's point of view, what's going to move the most sales for the new 3DS? Why, new games for the new 3DS! God, I sound like such a jerk-off saying new over and over again. Please, Nintendo, for the love of God, change the name. Now, the reason why Xenoblade Chronicles won't be playable on the regular 3DS is because it requires the new CPU and probably the new shoulder buttons. So you're telling me that future first-party Nintendo games aren't going to be pushing the new specs and the new control scheme? Really? You think? Because I'd put money on the next Pokemon generation being exclusive to the new 3DS and completely incompatible with the old 3DS, the next Zelda being exclusive to the new 3DS and being incompatible with the old 3DS, and the next Mario to be exclusive to the new 3DS and incompatible with the old 3DS. You know why? Because Nintendo knows that people will buy them. And if they know people will buy them, they know they'll shell out an extra $150 so they can play those games that they bought. See, this is everyone's argument, that titles being exclusive to the new 3DS will mean that they won't sell as well as the games on the regular 3DS. But the fact is that each of the franchises that I talked about are guaranteed system sellers. People aren't going to boycott those games even if there's no other way to play them. They'll swallow their pride and shell out the extra $150 because they want to play them. And you'd be foolish to think that Nintendo doesn't know that. Know what else you'd be foolish to ignore? The fact that Nintendo's last fiscal year was an absolute disaster. And then there's the people who understand where I'm coming from. They understand what I'm implying, and they'll just support the half-assed new generation 3DS even if it turns out to be the blatant cash grab I'm fearing it to be. You are the sheep. You are the fanboys. You are the people that Nintendo loves sucking at the breast of because they know you will always keep coming and buying their stuff endlessly without even thinking about it. I'm not talking about the people who are happy at this news because they need to buy a new 3DS, to replace their broken or worn down regular model. I'm not talking about those kinds of people because I understand that. Get a better model with new things on it, with better functionality for a reasonable price. I'm talking about the people who will mindlessly defend the corporate greed that's on this shameless level, yet bash other companies for it. Newsflash! Greed is greed! It doesn't matter if it's Nintendo's greed or Activision's greed or Bungie's greed or whatever greed. It should be called out whatever flavor it comes in, because if it's not, more decisions like this will be made in the future because they will see no consequence in adding the extra $150. You think I want to be right about this situation? You think I want to shell out an extra $150 because I need an entirely new piece of hardware to play the next Zelda game? No! I hope I'm wrong. But I'm not ignoring the facts and statements made straight from Nintendo themselves. They have said straight up that there are going to be more games in the future with exclusive functionality for the new Nintendo 3DS. How else am I supposed to take that? And to the numerous times people have said that I try to find things to complain about Nintendo, kindly fuck off. No, screw the kindly, just fuck off. Not even a month ago, I made a video where I completed the National Dex on my copy of Pokemon Y and how happy I was to do it. Not only that, well over 20 hours of my life has gone into a nerdy-ass retrospective of the Legend of Zelda timeline, despite the fact that Skyward Sword didn't gel with me personally. There's my credentials as a fan of Nintendo's games. So if you're going to say that I have some horrible grudge against Nintendo, I'm not going to grace that with any response but a middle finger from this point forward. So fuck you and stop trying to white knight your precious company from me as if I'm some playground bully without any justification for my criticisms. Now, for all two of you left that I haven't alienated with my venomous little rant, I want you guys to know that there won't be a bigger sigh of relief in the world but mine if I turn out to be wrong. If Nintendo does the ethical thing and keeps the regular 3DS line going as normal throughout its entire life cycle, I'll be happy. But mark my words, if they go the direction that I fear and make the new 3DS the standard 3DS going forward, not only will you hear an "I told you so," but you'll realize that this is just the tip of the iceberg. I'll have a lot more to say if this simple fear that I have becomes reality. Until then, I'll see you guys next time.